In support of the I Read Canadian campaign, the Sooke Region Museum has on display many books for both children and adults written by local and Canadian authors. The official I Read Canadian Day is Wednesday, February 17th, and is designed to inspire and empower young readers across Canada to read Canadian authored books. Over the next week, when you stop into the Sooke Region Museum, please take a moment to browse our selection of Canadian authors on display. To watch this and more videos from the Sooke Region Museum, check out our YouTube link below. Thank you. And here's some examples of books that we have at the Sooke Region Museum. This is a board book written by Roy Henry Vickers and Robert Budd. This is a first of 4 series book, and it goes through some really beautiful illustrations. This is a great rhyming story for children, good bedtime read, Down at the Seaweed Cafe by Victoria author Robert Perry, and has really fun illustrations. This is a children's story by Inuit author Michael Kuskak, and he writes this story, Arctic Stories. He's most famous for his Littlest Sled storybook, and here's an example of some of the illustrations in this lovely story. This book was written by a former Sooke Region Museum summer student, Eliza Robertson, and this story has a moral written into it. This is an interactive activity book by a retired UVic professor, Gloria Snively. She lives out in East Sooke. High Tide, Low Tide. This is a graphic novel, The Monster Sisters, written by Gareth Galden, a Victoria author who wrote this after telling bedtime stories to his children, and it has scenes of Victoria. You'll recognize Gyro Park in there and other scenes from Victoria, including Fiskard Lighthouse, and it gives historical detail as well. So now we have a book written for adults by Glenn Mofford. It's called Along the ENN, and it's a historic journey along the rail lines, stopping at local hotels along the rail line. And there are some stories about Ma Miller and many others to entertain you. He's very active on social media, where you can find more of his research. Another book we have here is by Emeritus Professor Jean Barman. This one is Iroquois in the West, which documents the movement of the Iroquois nation coming west, and talks about Sooke Chief Louis Lazare as well in the book.